So today let us see few more problems from the continuous time Fourier series. Okay, so here the first question what we are going to discuss is like we are going to get a signal which is a sum of a sine term and a cosine term. Okay, so from the given equation, so whatever they provided from that given equation, first let us find out what is the angular frequency of the given signal. Okay, so let us see this. Here it is sine 2 pi t. That is the angular frequency of this wave. Okay, that sine term, we can write it as omega naught 1 is equal to 2 pi, isn't it? This equation is in the form of sine omega naught t. Okay, so what is the value of omega naught here? It is 2 pi. Then find out the angular frequency of the second wave. So this is in the form of cos omega naught t, that is omega naught 2 is equal to 3 pi. So these are the angular frequencies of the two parts, that is cosine part as well as sine part. Okay, so how to find out the uh, angular frequency of the total signal, that is the summation of both these signals, is how we can find out that is like angular frequency. You can write it as GCD of the first signal angular frequency and the second signal angular frequency. Okay, what's the first signal angular frequency? We got it as a 2 pi. What is the second signal angular frequency? We got it as 3 pi. Okay, so what is the common divisible term for that 2 pi and 3 pi? You just see this is 2 pi and this is 3 pi. So what will be the common divisible term? Common divisible term, I can write it as pi, isn't it? So the angular frequency of the total signal x of t is GCD of first signal and second signal, that is it will become pi. So that's why I wrote it as omega naught is equal to pi. So we got it the angular frequency. Now let us rewrite this equation. So this equation now it is sine term plus cosine term. So the sine term plus cosine term, sine I can write it as like 1 by 2j e power j theta minus e power minus j theta by 2. That is I can write it as 1 by 2j e power j 2 pi t minus 1 by 2j e power minus j 2 pi t. Okay, this is for sine plus cos. I can write it as a 1 by 2 e power j theta plus e power minus j theta. Okay, so 1 by 2 e power j 3 pi t plus 1 by 2 e power minus j 3 pi t. Okay, so I just expanded the given signal. Then let us go for the what is the synthesis equation of our continuous time Fourier series. The synthesis equation is this one only, isn't it? Any signal we can write it as a like superposition of complex sinusoids, that is summation k from minus infinity to plus infinity x of k. What is this x of k? This x of k is your Fourier series coefficients. Okay, so x of k e power j k omega naught t. Okay, this is your synthesis equation. Okay, so now I'm going to compare the like whatever we expanded that equation with the synthesis equation. So you can see that all the terms, I will just show that all these terms is having e power j k omega naught t. All the terms are having in that format only. Okay, so what will be these parts? These parts will be our x of k, that is your Fourier series coefficients. Now let us find out what are the values of k we are getting. Okay, so like we understood that the given like whatever we expanded that equation is in the form of the synthesis equation. Now let us see what is our k values. Let us go for this term. Here what is our k value we will get? This is anyway it is there in your equation j, then omega naught is pi, that is the t is also there. So what is your k value for the first term? K value is plus 2. What is the k value of second term? It is C minus 2. What is the k value of third term? Is plus 3. K value of fourth term is minus 3. So we got it that whatever the equation we wrote, this is for capital X of 2. This is capital X of minus 2. This is capital X of 3 and this is capital X of minus 3. So from this, we can directly write the Fourier series coefficients as the following. So as we said, when we are comparing the expanded equation with the synthesis equation, we got the different values of x of k. That is x of k at plus 2, x of k at minus 2, x of k at plus 3 and minus 3. So what are the values I am getting? It is like just from the previous equation, I am getting it as 1 by 2j minus 1 by 2j, 1 by 2 and 1 by 2. Okay, so this is my Fourier series coefficients. Okay, sometimes like along with finding out the Fourier series coefficients, you may have to plot the magnitude and phase spectra. Already we discussed this thing. So I'm just plotting the magnitude spectra first. So for that, you know that like this is the x of 2 you are getting. So magnitude of x of 2 will be square root of real part plus imaginary part, the square, real part square plus imaginary part square. I don't have a real part here, I have only imaginary part. So it will be square root of 0 square plus 1 by 2 the square, that is x of 2. I will get it as 1 by 2. Okay, so similarly, I can calculate x of minus 2, x of 3, x of minus 3. So all the magnitudes I found out. From these magnitudes, whatever I calculated from that, I'm just plotting the magnitude spectra. You can see that for all these things, my magnitude part, I'm getting it as 1 by 2. So I can plot at minus 3, 1 by 2, minus 2, 1 by 2, minus 1, 0 and 1, it is 0. Okay, so here and all it is 0. Then at 2, again 1 by 2, at 3, 1 by 2. Okay, so we plotted the magnitude spectra. Same way, let us go for the phase spectra. Okay, so I'm just changing this as angle part. So we know that how to find out the angle. It is tan inverse imaginary part divided by the real part. Okay, in this case, tan inverse imaginary part is 1 by 2, real part is 0. That is, you are getting it as a tan inverse 1 by 2 by 0. That is, I can directly write this as it is 90 degrees. Isn't it? Okay, similarly, at minus 2 also I'll get the same way. That is, I'll get it as tan inverse imaginary part is 1 by 2 divided by real part is 0. So again I'll get it as tan inverse minus 1 by 2 by 0. That is again it is 90 degree. Okay, so but you know that what is tan this thing tan minus theta, it is minus tan theta. So based on that, this will be minus 90 degree. Okay, it is minus 90 degree. Now come to this part, x angle of, this is angle, this angle, again angle of x of 3 will be tan inverse. Imaginary part is 0, so 0 by 1 by 2, that is tan inverse 0. I'll get it as 0 degrees. Here also I'll get it as 0 degrees. Okay, so this is how we calculated the angle or the phase spectrum. Okay, now we can plot this thing. If I'm plotting the angle or the phase, I'll get it like this. You can see that I have only the amplitudes at minus 2 and plus 2. At minus 2 it is minus 90 degree. At plus 2 it is plus 90 degree. remaining all the things 0. So this is how we are plotting the magnitude spectra and phase spectra. Let us go to the second problem. Let us go to the second problem. Okay, so in the second problem, again you can see that what I wrote was like, just see, that is x of t is equal to 4 plus 2 cos 3t plus 3 sin 4t. Okay, this is what the given question is. Okay, that 4 is, it's a, anyway, it's a DC part, so you don't want to think about what is the angular frequency and what's the period. You leave it about that DC part 4. Okay, let us see the cosine part and sine part. Okay, so in cosine part, what is the omega naught value or what is the angular frequency value? You just see, okay, it is cos 3t. So I can write omega naught is equal to 3. Okay, so that's why I wrote it as omega naught 1 is 3. Come to the sine part. What is the omega naught value here? It is 4. So I wrote both omega 1 and omega 2. Okay. Then rather than finding out GCD of omega 1 and omega 2, because like you can see that here it is not in the terms of pi. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to represent in terms of time period. Okay, so I'm writing T1 is equal to 2 pi by omega, that is 2 pi by 3. T2 is equal to 2 pi by 4. Now just find out what is the common divisible number. You will get it for T1 and T2. The common divisible number, I'll get it for T1 and T2 as 2 pi. Yes or no? T1 is 2 pi by 3 and T2 is 2 pi by 4. I can write the common divisible number for T1 and T2 is 2 pi. That is the time period of the given signal x of t is 2 pi. Time period is 2 pi means what is the angular frequency? 2 pi by t, that is 2 pi by 2 pi. You are getting omega is equal to 1 in this case. Okay, here if you want, you can directly write it from omega naught 1 and omega naught 2 also. That is both the numbers are like, you can see that that is divisible by 1 only. Okay, the common divisible term is 1 only. So you can directly write it from there also. Okay, it's not an issue. Next, come to the given question. Let us expand this one. So thus I can represent it as e power j theta plus e power minus j theta by 2. Thus I can represent it as e power j theta minus e power minus j theta by 2j. That's why I wrote it like this. Okay, so you can see here, see this 2 and this 2 will get cancelled. That is, I can write this term as e power j3t plus e power minus j3t. Okay, now come to this term. Here, a common by 2j is there. So I'm just separating and writing. So I can write this thing as 3 by 2j e power j4t minus here also 3 by 2j e power minus j4t. Okay, so now you just see from the synthesis equation. What is the synthesis equation? We have x of t is equal to summation k from minus infinity plus infinity x of k e power j k omega naught t. This is our synthesis equation. So from this synthesis equation, we can tell that what is this value. This value is at k is equal to 3, 1. Because we already got it at omega 1 is, omega naught is 1. Okay, so here this value is, omega value is 1. If that omega value is 1, I can directly write it as e power j k t. Okay, e power j k t. Now you just tell me what is the k value here for this equation? It is 3. Similarly, what will be the k value for this equation? It is minus 3. Here, k value is 4. Here, k value is minus 4. That is, I can write my answer as x of 3. K value is 3. X of 3 is 1. X of minus 3 also 1. Okay, now I'll move to this. X of 4 is 3 by 2j. X of minus 4 is minus 3 by 2j. And what about this? This is at k is equal to 0. That is x of 0 is 4. So you got all the Fourier series coefficient values. That is, you are getting the Fourier coefficients for k equal to 0, k equal to plus or minus 3, k is equal to plus or minus 4. Okay, so this is how we will find out the Fourier series coefficient. Actually, like the question is not only to find out the Fourier series coefficient. Actually, it's a repeated question. They are telling us to find out the average power of the given signal x of t. And one more thing we have to find out is using Parseval's theorem, we have to plot the power spectrum. Okay, so what is the next thing we are going to find out? So we completed the Fourier series coefficients. Now let us find out the average power. So now let us calculate the average power. So the how to find out the average power of the given signals we studied in the module 1 itself. It is 1 by t integral over t modulus of x of t the square dt. This is the common equation to find out the power of the given signal. Okay, so this is the equation. So I just wrote the equation. Now substitute what is the value of x of t. What is the value of x of t? X of t is 4 plus 2 cos 3t plus 3 sin 4t. I substituted. Okay, so now what we have to do is actually you have to integrate it. So you may be getting three integrals. One integral is for this 4 dt. Another integral is for 2 cos 3t dt. Another integral for this one. Okay, so you have to integrate it. After the integration and substituting the limits, here I substituted the limit as minus pi to pi. Okay, so or you can write it as 0 to 2 pi. So like here, whatever the after substituting whatever the limits, you will be getting the final answer like this. Actually, like it is like it's not mandatory that you have to go for this equation itself. Okay, so this is the equation for average power. But we studied that in Parseval's theorem, the average power, that is P is equal to this equation, is equal to summation k from minus infinity to plus infinity mod x of k the square. So from this equation also, so rather than integrating it, just by doing the summation also you can calculate the average power. So in this case, actually you don't want the summation limit from minus infinity to plus infinity, because our x of k starts from, it is from minus 3. No, minus 4. Okay, minus 4 to plus 4. So this I can change it into minus 4 to plus 4 mod x of k the square. So at minus 4, my amplitude, this thing, x of k value is 3 by 2j. So 3 by 2j the whole square plus at x of minus 3 it is 1. So 1 square. So I just write. So I'm just doing this calculation. 3 by 2j the square plus 1 square plus at 0 it is 4, so 4 square plus at 3 again it is 1, so 1 square plus at plus 4 it is, so if you are adding this also you will get the same answer, 22.5 watts. So it is not mandatory to do this integral. You can use this thing also. You can directly write that from Parseval's theorem. We can write that the average power of the given signal is equal to summation k from minus infinity to plus infinity mod x of k the square. Okay, so we calculated the average power. Actually, like they are telling us to plot the power spectrum also. Okay, so the power spectrum, from this itself I can plot. So we found out what are the power values we are getting. So we said that we don't want to substitute our limit from minus infinity to plus infinity. I have only from minus 4. Okay, so you people itself said that like here it is minus 4. So at minus 4, what was your Fourier coefficient value? Just now we said that it is minus 3 by 2j. Okay, so you are getting it as modulus value of. Okay, so because like you just see what is your power equation. It is summation k from minus 4 to plus 4 mod x of k the square. This is your power equation is. Okay, so we said that we have to substitute k value from minus 4. Just as substitute it as minus 4. Already we calculated that the Fourier series coefficient at k is equal to minus 4 is 3 by 2j. Minus 3 by 2j. So, okay. So what is mod of minus 3 by 2j? Modulus value of minus 3 by 2j, it will be 9 by 4, isn't it? So this value will be 9 by 4. Then next, so minus 4 over, now if you are substituting minus 3, it is 1. Then if you are substituting, so minus 4 over, minus 3 over, at minus 2, 0, at minus 1, 0, at 0, my amplitude is 4, somewhere above it will come. Okay, at 1, 0, 2, 0, at plus 3, again I am getting it as 1, at plus 4, I am getting it as 9 by 4. So this is the power spectrum you are getting. Okay, so it is 4 square. Okay, it's 4 square. Sorry, it's a small mistake from my part. It is 4 square, so it will be 16. Yes. So this is how you have to plot the power spectrum. So once again, I'm telling this question, second question had 3 subdivisions. Like it is, we have to find out the Fourier series coefficient. So we found out that what is the value of x of k, we found out. Next, you have to find out the average power of the equation. You can use the integral equation, or you can tell that using Parseval's theorem, and you can write this equation. So find out the average power. So after finding out the average power, you came to know that you have k value from minus 4 to plus 4. So simply substitute the values and find out what is the magnitude part, or what is the this part. Okay, so plot that thing. So this is your power spectrum. So we completed second problem. Let us go to the third problem. So till now we were doing that is, you are just finding out the Fourier series coefficient of the given periodic signal x of t. So the next thing what you have to find is you may have to find out the inverse Fourier series. That is, they in the question you will be provided with the Fourier series coefficient. From that Fourier series coefficient, you have to retrieve back your x of t. So see the third question. That is, the Fourier series coefficient is provided. That is x of k. This is k. X of k they have provided. Okay, you have to find out the x of t. That is, you are retrieving back your time domain signal x of t. Okay, so this is what we have to do. So it is like it's given as minus 1 by 2 power mod k, and the angular frequency already they provided. It is omega naught is equal to 1. Okay, so let us start. So how to start is, first start with the x of t equation. What is the x of t equation? We studied x of t is equal to k from minus infinity to plus infinity x of k e power j k omega naught t. This is what the equation we studied. Okay, so now let us substitute. Already in the question itself they provided what is x of k. So let us substitute the x of k value. What is x of k? Minus 1 by 2 power mod k. You know that how to find out mod k. Mod k is, if it is in the negative axis, that is from minus infinity to minus 1, that k value will be minus, and in the positive side, that is from 0 to infinity, that mod k will be plus k. Okay, so I can split it into two summations. One summation is from minus infinity to minus 1. K value is minus k, and another summation is from k equal to 0 to infinity. K value is plus. Okay, so now we can solve this thing directly. We can solve because the summation is from 0 to infinity. It is 1 by 1 minus alpha, that we can solve it. Okay, so but this we cannot directly solve it. So we have, what we are doing is, like, let us substitute k is equal to minus k. If I am substituting k equal to minus k, but only I am doing for this part alone, not for the second part. Okay, so if I am substituting that, this equation will become summation minus k minus infinity, that minus and minus will get cancelled, k from infinity to 1 minus 1 by 2 all power, here it was minus k, we substituted k equal to minus k, so this thing will become plus e power minus j k omega naught t. Okay, plus summation k equal to 0 to infinity minus 1 by 2 all power k e power j k omega naught t. So we are getting like this. But you can see that, like, you just do one thing, you just take this k outside. Okay, so in both the cases we are going to take the k outside. It's like I'm going to write both these things together. I'll do that. Okay. So we just see, as I said, like, we are going to take this 1 by 2 and e power term together. I'm taking that k outside. Okay. So one more thing I have to substitute here. Already in the given question itself, they said that omega naught is equal to 1. So if I'm substituting omega naught is equal to 1, this thing will become e power minus jt. Here also e power plus jt. Okay, so I substituted omega naught equal to 1 and k I took it outside. Now easily we can simplify this. This equation is in the form of summation k from 0 to infinity, n from 0 to infinity alpha power n, that is 1 by 1 minus alpha. So this I can write it as 1 divided by 1 minus, what is alpha value? It is minus. So this thing will become plus 1 by 2 e power j t. Okay, so this is for this part. Now we'll go for this part. Actually, it is not like, see, can you see that it is from infinity to 1. I can directly change the upper limits and lower limits of a summation. It's not like integration. Integration means you have to change the sign, but here you don't want to do any changes in the sign. So directly you can write it as k from 1 to infinity thus. Okay, k, like, so you can see that it is in the form of summation k equal to n1 to infinity alpha power n. K from n1 to infinity alpha power n is alpha power n1 divided by 1 minus alpha. Okay, so what is like alpha power n1? Alpha value is already you know minus 1 by 2 e power minus jt. What is alpha power n1 means? N1 value here, it is 1, that is minus 1 by 2 e power minus jt all power 1 will come. I don't want to write that thing, so I'm directly write that like this. Then divided by 1 minus alpha. So again I'll get it as like this. Okay, here plus. So this is what I'm getting. Again, if I can simplify this, because you can see that, like, here I can just cross multiply and I can simplify this, and you can see that you may get it in terms of cos or sine. So like whatever the equation you are getting, try to simplify it and write in terms of cos jt or sine jt, because here it is cos t or sine t. So for that purpose I'm simplifying. So if I'm cross multiplying and simplifying, I'll be getting the final answer as 3 by 4 minus e power minus jt divided by 3 by 4 minus j sine t. This is what I said. So, like, up to this is correct only, but try to simplify it and write in terms of sine or cos. So, after simplifying, This is the final answer I am getting. So we learned how to find out or how to extract the given the signal, the time domain signal x of t from the Fourier series coefficient. Let us go to the next problem to find out inverse Fourier series. Let us see the fourth problem. Okay, so what is the Fourier series coefficient they provided was, you can see that it is all in terms of impulses, and in the question itself they provided angular frequency omega naught is equal to p. So pi. Okay, so you just see it is del of k minus 1, del of k plus 1, del of k minus 3, del of k plus 3. Like that you are getting. Okay, so this is what the Fourier series coefficient they provided in the question. Let us find out the time domain signal x of t. So, before, for starting the problem, first write the x of t equation, that is synthesis equation. X of t equation is summation k from minus infinity to plus infinity capital X of k e power j k omega naught t. In the question itself, they provided that omega naught is equal to pi. So, we can change this equation as j k pi t. Okay, so this is what we are getting. Now, let us see. Actually, here it is del of k minus 1. Del of k minus 1 in 1 means it's a delayed version. K minus 1 means it's a delayed version. That is, your impulse function is at plus 1. Okay, at plus 1. K minus 1 means del function is at plus 1. So, can I tell this as this value, that is whatever they provided here as the first term, this value is for k equal to 1, isn't it? Here it is, like you can see that it is del of k minus 1. It's a shifted version, so we can tell it as k is equal to 1, or you can think it in this way. You know that impulse function is having value only at 0. So what you have to substitute to get value 0 here, del of 0 here. I have to substitute k is equal to 1. Then only I will get it as del of 1 minus 1, it is del of 0. So I can tell that k value for this first term is 1. What is for the second term? K value should be minus 1. For this third term, k value should be plus 3. And the fourth term, k value should be minus 3. So you got it that whatever the coefficients they provided in the question, it is the values at plus 1, minus 1, plus 3 and minus 3. So this equation, I can rearrange it as, okay, here. I don't want my limit from minus infinity to plus infinity and all. I can directly write that I need only from k from minus 3 to plus 3. That too, I have values only at minus 3, minus 1, plus 1 and plus 3. Okay, so I'm just changing it as minus 3 to plus 3 x of k e power j k pi t. Okay, so x of k e power j k pi t. So now just tell me what is at k equal to minus 3. At k is equal to minus 3, my value is 1. I don't have any multiplication factor of this impulse function. So I can write it as at k is equal to minus 3, my amplitude is 1, that is 1 e power minus j, k value is substituted minus 3, that's why this minus is coming, minus 3 pi t. Then at minus 1, at minus 1, at minus 1 means thus, at minus 1, my amplitude I'm getting it as minus j because del is multiplied by this minus j, so minus j e power, I'm going to substitute k is equal to minus 1, so this thing will become minus j pi t. Now I'm going to substitute plus 1. At plus 1 again my amplitude is plus j e power j pi t. Then at plus 3, my amplitude is 1. So plus e power j 3 pi t. So this is what I am getting if I am expanding it. Expanding means if I am substituting different values for k, I'll be getting the x of k value. If I am substituting k equal to minus 3, if I am substituting k is equal to minus 3, my amplitude is 1. So that's why here I have substituted as 1 e power this thing. Now, if I am substituting minus 2, I don't have any value. So I'm just neglecting that. If I am substituting minus 1, I am getting its amplitude is minus j, then this thing like that I got. Now, you can see that equation, I can simplify it again. I said that like whatever the equation you are getting, just try to see whether you can write it in terms of sine and cos. Actually, this equation, I can write it in terms of sine and cos. You just see this equation first. J is there. Take that j outside. So e power j theta minus e power minus j theta. That is, it is in the terms of sine. So this equation, I can write it as 2 sine, it is pi t. Then remaining two terms, I can write it as cos. So 2 cos 3 pi t. So whatever the thing you are getting after expanding the summation, try to represent in terms of sine and cos. So this is what the time domain signal you are getting for the given Fourier series coefficient. Thank you.